How's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to give you a quick introduction into the system that we've put in place in order to start recruiting agents into our own brokerage. I'm going to show you exactly what we're using to book appointments, how to nurture those appointments, and then also how to convert more agents into wanting to work with us. Now, the main tool that we're using is exactly the same tool we're using in order to build our database of buyers and sellers for ourselves and for the agents that work with us. In the next videos, I'm going to actually go into detail into each section. So for example, we're going to cover exactly what we're doing in order to bring in more agents into our database. What sort of lead generation strategies we're using in order to get more agents to wanting to talk to us. What sort of automation processes we've put in place in order to convert those leads or applicants into an actual appointment. And then after we've had the appointment, what are we doing in order to get on those appointments with agents? What are we talking about? What sort of scripts we're using? How are we, building the report, and how are we showing our value proposition in those calls, which in turn, at that point, it turns into a nurture system. A lot of agents are not ready to make the decision yet, and they're just exploring what options are out there, and they want to know what is going to be the better fit for their business. So this nurture sequence, it has to do a lot with what sort of value can we provide from the moment we've talked to them to the moment they're ready to make a decision. And then of course conversion, right? How do we get them to on board with us? The process that we take from lead gen to conversion is basically pretty much the same that you would use for any other platform. In this case, for example, how to get more buyers and how to get more sellers into your pipeline so that you can support your business and your agent's business at the same time. And then of course we're going to start covering things like onboarding and retention. What are we doing through our onboarding process? What are we using? What sort of tools are we using to send out a contract? After a contract is received, what email sequence, what text message sequence falls into place to make sure that once those agents are onboarded with your brokerage, or in this case, our brokerage, they get a welcome email and they get the steps required in order for them to start building their business with our brokerage. And then, of course, we're going to start talking a little bit about retention and what systems we put in place. Again, going back to what our value proposition is for the agents that want to work with us so that we maintain a long term relationship. Of course, the worst thing that you can do is attract a lot of agents, build a good brokerage with a good number of agents, but then not being able to fulfill what you promised in the initial conversations. So we're going to cover every little box here over a few videos in this sequence, in this series. And if you're interested, follow along. And of course, feel free to ask questions. We're going to be very detailed as to what we're using so that hopefully you can implement this yourself without having to buy into a system or get into a process that you're not familiar with or you're not getting enough support. So the goal with the next videos is to show you exactly what we're doing so that you can replicate the same process. And of course, if you need help implementing some of this stuff, we'd be more than happy to support. All right. Have a good day, guys, and we'll see you in the next videos.